There'll come a time for the Jewish community to analyze all the reasons that prompted Israel's attack on Iran's nuclear facilities last night and its results. But this Shabbat is not that time. This Shabbat must be dedicated to solidarity, concern for the well-being of our brothers and sisters in Israel, and prayers for victory. There are many weeks, perhaps even months of war to come. May our people be safe and may harm be minimized. Judaism is for peace and for life. Uvacharta b'chaim, choose life, so that you and your offspring may live, the Torah insists. If your enemy seeks your destruction, arise earlier to thwart him, the sages taught. If war is imposed upon you, if you have no choice, win the war and then sue for peace. It is an existential moment for Israel and world Jewry. The culmination of 2 decades of anxiety and preparations against an enemy that stated day and night its intentions to destroy the Jewish state. Israel was established to empower Jews with self-determination. After 2,000 years, a persecuted, abandoned, decimated people finally rose up and said, enough. The days of murdering and massacring Jews with impunity are over. We will protect ourselves. We will defend ourselves. We will be masters of our own fate. We shall return to the ancient homeland and live again. In the words of the prophet Ezekiel, "Vayomer Elai yinaveh la'atzamot ha'eleh." And God said, "You dry bones, hear the word of the Eternal One. Behold, I will cause breath to enter you and put sinews upon you and cover you with skin, and you shall live again. Ko amar Adonai Elohim. Thus says the eternal God, I will open your graves, O my people, and I will bring you into the land of Israel. And I will put my spirit in you, and I will place you in your own land, and you shall live again. And you shall dwell in that land that I have given unto Jacob, my servant. You, your children, and your children's children, Adonai, forever and ever." Some of you have joined our missions to Europe. We visit Babi Yar in Ukraine, where 33,000 Jewish citizens of Kiev were marched into a steep ravine and gunned down. And our delegations stand over that ravine in silence, asking ourselves over and over again, how could this happen? October 7th is how it happens. A nuclear-armed Iran is how it happens. A confused, duplicitous, hypocritical, feckless, sometimes anti-Semitic, appeasing world is how it happens, whose demands of Israel are dramatically higher than the standards they hold themselves to. There will come a time when the free nations of the world will thank Israel for defending Western civilization. Israel, this tiny country, you can't even find it on the map, the size of New Jersey, stands in the breach between barbarism, nuclear blackmail, and the threat of annihilation, and freedom, dignity, and prosperity. Even Arab countries will express gratitude, if not publicly, then in closed quarters. Already, some Iranians have written on social media that what Israel is doing is returning the favor to the Persians that the Persian king Cyrus did for the Jews in 539 BCE when he allowed the Jews to return back to the land of Israel and Jerusalem. The attacks last night are the direct consequence of October 7th. I remember our gathering on Simchat Torah morning when the details were just beginning to come in. Were any of you there on that morning? If you remember, I told our congregants who gathered to celebrate the festival, some of whom had not even heard yet about what was happening in Israel, that this day, October 7th, 2023, will be a day that will live in infamy and forever change the course of Jewish history. I said that it will trigger a series of events that will determine Israel's and thus the Jewish people's well-being for decades to come. I mentioned that it was not just another round of Hamas attacks and Israel responses, but that Hamas's genocidal savagery, encouraged, inspired, and paid for by Iran, would prompt a reawakening and a total re-examination by Israel of the depths of the hatred and genocidal determination of Israel's enemies to destroy her. And in turn, it would radically alter Israel's defense and deterrence policies. That Israel would no longer be able to shrug off these blood-curdling threats of annihilation as simply a propaganda tool used for domestic audiences. The ironclad lesson of Jewish history that we neglected on October 6th is that when someone threatens to kill Jews, believe them. When a nation threatens to annihilate the Jewish people, believe them. And take measures, preemptive if necessary, to protect yourself and eliminate the threat. The October 7 war is now reaching its natural and final phase. It was bound to happen sooner or later because all terrorist roads lead back to Iran. All terror proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad, the Houthis, are all tied to that radical regime. May Israel prevail comprehensively and quickly with as little bloodshed as possible. And make no mistake, as Israel goes, so goes the Jewish people. Those who do not see this are hopelessly lost. Those who think that the Jewish people can recover from another Holocaust 80 years after Auschwitz are delusional. To this day, 8 decades later, we have still not restored all that was lost. There are fewer Jews today alive than on the eve of World War II, 80 years later. And it's worth noting that Israel is the only place in the world where the Jewish population is growing. And it's worth noting that more Jewish babies are born in Israel than all of the other places where Jews live combined. Those who assert with confidence that it is Israel that is a threat to world Jewry, that Bibi is a threat to world Jewry, rather than the opposite, that Israel is the Jewish people's safeguard and guarantee of survival, are just plain wrong. It's easier to sit in a newsroom or on a quad 6,000 miles away and churn out provocative, arrogant, and ignorant statements than to have a bullseye planted on your back from the most vicious fundamentalist forces in the world. With all due respect to the learned opinion writers, I trust Israelis more than Western polemicists to know what is good for Israel's security. It's not the Iranian people. It's the regime. It's hard to believe today, but before 1979, Israel and Iran were allies. They could be so again. And Iran could be restored to the good graces of the family of the civilized nations of the world. Once the Iranian people rise up and that cursed regime falls. We gather today to find comfort and consolation in and through each other. I'm grateful to you that you simply showed up. It's important for Jews and all good people just to show up. Showing up is one answer to the question, what can I do? Do not cower. Do not quail. Do not quake. Do not cringe. Do your part in this, the defining moral struggle of our times. Take pride in this gem of a country that our people has built. It's a miracle of unparalleled accomplishment. Take pride in the otherworldly military and high-tech genius of Israelis. Their courage, creativity, ingenuity, resourcefulness, and imagination. What the IDF pulled off in the last 24 hours stunned the world and the most advanced militaries in the entire planet. No one could have done what the Israelis did. And may the inspiration coming from Zion radiate to you. And may it stiffen the backbone of the world's Jews and Western civilization itself. I hope that this painful period in Jewish life reawakens and reinforces what Israel and Judaism mean to you. I hope that you will recommit to our heritage and renew your understanding of the preciousness of your inheritance, the gift of generations whose hardships were greater than ours and whose determination and steadfastness bequeathed Judaism to you, placing it in your laps. Shalu Shalom Yerushalayim. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you be secure. May there be peace within your walls and security within your towers. For the sake of my people, I will say, peace be upon you. Keep the faith. We are not the first Jews, only the latest Jews. We have seen all this before many times. We are part of a 3,000-year-old civilization, often despised, always small, but great in so many ways. We are a resilient and courageous people. We are optimistic. We invest in the future. We are productive and involved in society. There is no force more powerful in the world than the united spirit of the Jewish people. in urgent times. It broke the will of Pharaoh, of history's tyrants who could not fathom how we were still around. And it will eventually break the will of Israel's contemporaries' enemies. Until that day, there is no alternative but to fight back. I wish with all my heart that it was not so. We will overcome. We will prevail. The Jewish people lives. Am Yisrael Chai. Ad bli dai. The Jewish people lives forever and ever.